Welcome to the Las Vegasville podcast, brought to you by Jump Studios, where we cover topics related to everything happening around Sin City, including the social media scene, food, and a whole lot more, with some of the best, most popular accounts around the city, and talk about their success in Vegas and beyond. I'm your host, Philip Zhang, aka Las Vegas Phil. Check me out on IG or TikTok. On with the show. Welcome to this week's episode. I returned from Japan 2 weeks ago and felt like chatting. In many ways, the land of the rising sun is a global powerhouse for culture, food, and innovation, constantly inspiring people around the world. But there are so many things that work there, yet would never work out in the U.S., which makes it all the more fascinating. The country is busier than ever with tourists, especially content creators and Americans. During my time there, I saw a bunch of people I followed who were there simultaneously, including Keith Lee. I met up with several from Vegas. One random big-time food supplier from Vegas was actually staying in the exact same hotel I was, which was crazy. Today, I'm joined by two awesome people I was lucky enough to meet in Tokyo. Each brings their unique perspective on the country and shares their own highlights from our time together. Let's dive into what makes Japan such a standout destination. Norma Geli is one of the premier Las Vegas YouTube vloggers, putting millions of people on what's hot and new in Vegas on her channel of 179K subs, and she put out 4 Japan videos recently. Norma also has another channel on YouTube. She was on our called Life of a Norma Geli, which has quickly gained over 21K subs. Norma, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Hey. Yes, applause.
And Brandon Johnson at Brandon from Vegas is also no stranger to the podcast, making his 4th appearance. Who doesn't know who this dude is? Expert realtor, food connoisseur, the king of hot takes, and much more. 295K on IG, 399K on TikTok. Welcome back, Brandon, to the show.
Whoa. This is my 4th episode?
Yeah.
That's fucking sick, dude.
I think this is Norma's 3rd?
Yeah, third.
Yeah, so both return guests. And Norma actually has the most popular episode. No surprise in the history of the show.
It was a very, a very intriguing episode for me. It was like my start of everything, and it's like my struggle. I don't know.
Yeah, you opened up, and I think it was a whole different glimpse to you. And plus, YouTube is, your format, so
yes,
I think that's why. But anyone who watched that, thanks for tuning in. So a lot of people find Japan quite daunting to go to. Talk to me about when the idea came to you to go, and then what made you finally decide to go.
So I actually got invited to go to Japan by a few other content creators. You probably know them. They're also YouTubers like Andre Jik, his girlfriend, Graham Stefan. Like they, all of a sudden, this became
what a crew to go with.
Yeah, it was like 8 people, and we still ended up somehow meeting other YouTubers there that we had no idea were going to be there too. But yeah, I got invited to it, and you know what's funny? I said no the first time. I don't know why. I was just like, I think I just wasn't in the mood at the moment, but then I was like, what the heck? Why would I say no? Especially I have like a whole bunch of other friends going. So it was sometime in the summer, I want to say. We bought our flight from LAX to Japan. It was like $500 from LAX to Tokyo.
$500? Mm-hmm. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
it was super cheap.
What airline?
Delta, I want to
Really?
say. Mm-hmm. Shh. Yeah, it was.
So buy a la carte, and then you
Yeah.
just figured out your
Yeah.
LA to Vegas connection later.
Yes, yeah. So LAX to Las Vegas, and what's funny is that I bought my ticket on the way there, but we didn't buy our ticket on the way back till like 2 weeks before our, going, because we didn't know how long we wanted to be there or anything like that. Which, I mean, I kind of liked it because I didn't.
You're YOLOing back, huh?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Little devil may care. I like that.
But yeah, so that's when I decided, and yeah, 10-hour flights are brutal, especially when you don't have the lay-down seat. Like, my knees were not happy with me.
So I even got that weird, it's like this hanger thing that goes over the tray where you can hang your legs out, I guess.
Oh,
so,
okay.
It's better for leg circulation, and that has helped her greatly because
Okay.
usually the legs are super swollen
Yeah.
after the end.
Yeah,
Right.
and then she's like what my height, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it would be for like taller people, but I feel
Miserable.
Yeah, it wouldn't work for me even. So I don't think it would work
Miserable.
for Brandon.
I've never wanted to fly first class more than that flight to Japan. We did like, even to cut down on time, we did Hawaii first, then we flew to Japan to like cut down the travel time, and that shit was still miserable, dude. I hit the gym immediately to get back to America. So I'm too big for this fucking seat. That shit sucked.
So when did you decide you were going to go? How did that happen?
We were supposed to have I have a friend group that does like big travel excursions like once a year. And we were supposed to do Japan this year because a buddy of mine, we've been wanting to go since we were kids. I'm a huge anime nerd, right? Like big into like samurai culture and all that stuff. So a lot of black people are, by the way, which is a whole topic for a different day. And so I've wanted to go since I was a kid, and it always kind of seemed like unattainable. But then we were having a big group going to go. And then one by one, everybody started to like, not flake, but like things came up, right? And I looked at my wife and I'm like, do you want to just like YOLO? You just would go? So like a month before we decided to go, maybe you told me you were going. And I'm like, fuck it, let's just do it. And like midnight, hungover, just bought tickets, bought the room, bought everything. And we just like, yeah, let's do it. Because if I don't go this year, I'll probably never go, you know?
I think the pandemic really changed a lot of things and how people view Japan. It was almost became a bucket list. Like we got to go when we can. And that's kind of what happened now. The tourists, we walk around Shinjuku, it's like the most crowded I've ever seen it, ever. Shibuya.
Yeah, well, it helps that the yen is like 151 to 1. Like that definitely was.
Yeah. So right now, 20 years ago, it was 10,000 yen was $100. Now it's like $65.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is wild. Norma, you did like a whole vlog on just how much you spent
yes.
in Japan, which still came out to less than $1,000 total.
I want to say, yeah, just about because, well, I mean, the way I calculated it in my brain to make sense, to make it simpler, is every 1,000 yen is about $7. So that's how I would kind of still calculate everything. But yeah, I mean, I think the most expensive part was the room. That's about it. The food was super cheap. I mean, I ate a whole bunch at 7-Eleven. Everything was, alcohol was like 200 yen. That's so cheap.
Yeah.
That you would never find alcohol that cheap here in America.
Let me ask, what room did you stay in? Did you do one of the like? Because when we were looking for rooms, everything was like a twin size bed or like 100 square foot room. Did you stay in like? Did you do like were you staying with anybody or was it just you?
So I had my own room
Okay.
every single time. Yes, in Tokyo, I think my room was a full-size bed. But yes, the tiniest little room ever. Super small. I don't think two people could have stayed in that
In a
room.
college dorm?
Something like that, yeah. But what's funny, though, is that in Kyoto, if you wanted to get a room that had a king-size bed, it was way more expensive than getting a room with 3 beds. And they were all like twin size, maybe slightly bigger. I know it doesn't make sense.
If me and my wife wanted to sleep together, it was like an extra $300 a night. I was like, baby, we can just. I know what you feel like. Like we're good. We can do the twin thing.
Right. When I was talking to the missus and she was playing a lot of trips, she was saying we were looking for a hotel room in Tokyo with a king size bed. I'm like,
Yeah.
good fucking luck.
Yeah.
But you found it.
She was insistent on that.
Yeah.
I'm apparently a good cuddler, so shout out to me for that. Yeah, she was like when you say you spend less than, I was like, oh shit, we should have done Tokyo your way. I'm gonna do it your way next time because that was our biggest expense. Was just like you're right, everything there is cheap. Like the food's cheap. We found $9 seltzers thanks to your guy for $1. A 9% seltzer for $1. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But
Strong zero.
Strong
9%.
zero, yeah. And then, but the Tokyo Hilton's like crazy expensive, which I'll never do that again. That felt like a huge waste of money.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, like the king size bed thing, like it was nice, but like for what I'd rather done it your way. I'd rather saved the money and spent it on junk food and ramen. You know?
Gotcha. I was going to bring that up later, but so you'd say the Hilton was your biggest regret?
Yeah, yeah. We did it just because my wife was super big on the full size bed thing, but looking back, like we spent barely anything. Transportation's so cheap, food is so cheap. You eat at a 7-Eleven for like $3.50. You can get like a spicy chicken breast and a pork, tonkatsu sandwich or something like that. It's tonkatsu or tonkatsu because one's the ramen and one's the
ATSU is the fried meat.
the fried meat. You can get a
OTSU.
sandwich like that for like $3.50, right? And then throw a seltzer on for $4.50. You're good for the day. But yeah, the hotel room is just like an extravagant, not worth the spend. Plus, like you said, it felt like classic Japan, and you didn't really get a feel of like what modern Japan looked like. It was completely different. The second you left the hotel and went into the city, people dressed differently, they behaved differently. Like it was a complete like isolated world over there.
It totally was. It was very different vibe in Shinjuku. Norma, any big regrets for you besides eating squid?
Yeah, that was one of the things that the moment I put it in my mouth, I was like, what the heck is this? I mean, obviously, squid, calamari, but when it's fried, dipped in some marinara sauce, that's good. But it just on top of sushi, I was like, what is this? And then when I went to one of those sushi spots where, you can only put in the plate once you're done with it, I was like, I can't put in the rice and the food in there. So I was like, I'm going to have to eat this. But yes, anywho, biggest regret, I would have said not getting, I think it's called the Suica card, the train card. I don't know why everybody was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Just, fill in or pay as you go. And I felt like that was my biggest regret. I wish I would have gotten the card because every single time I had to go and, put in my change or whatever. I think one time I didn't have enough change. I had to go to an ATM, and the least they let me get out was 10,000 yen. I was like, I am literally taking out $70 right now so I could get change for this train right now. So I think that's something I would say you should do is get yourself the card. I forget the exact name of it.
Suica.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Get that, please.
That's excellent advice. And then you turned me on. We were still using physical cards from like 2016. But now that it's so easy to add as a transit card on the
Apple
iPhone,
Pay.
on Apple Pay,
Oh, that's
it's
great.
so good.
Yeah, I didn't bring a single card because I lose shit. So I didn't bring any of my cards with me. But with that Suica card, bro, you could just tap and pay everywhere. It's just like beep, 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 7-Eleven, Family Mart, the Subway. That's the most convenient thing in the world.
Okay, so you landed in Haneda. What airport did you initially land in? Narita or
I think
Haneda?
Haneda too, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, for most people that don't know, Haneda is definitely the most convenient airport versus Narita. It's closer to Tokyo itself. It's a shorter commute. You opted for an Uber. How did you get to Tokyo?
We also did do an Uber just because I think, 10 hours, on a flight, you're tired. You don't want to deal with the train. Plus, it was like 8 of us or probably more. So we just didn't want to deal with it. But yeah, Ubers, which I do think Ubers were so expensive. Train was super cheap, but I think every Uber was very expensive for me.
Did your Uber driver have a suit, white gloves, and a nice watch?
Yes, I love it.
Bro, one of our Ubers, they all had nice watches. So I learned how to say, you have a nice watch. I kept practicing it. And this one guy said, you have a nice watch. Is that a Casio? And he goes, Rolex. I said, I was quiet the rest of the ride, bro. I was like,
no.
shit, my bad, bro. He just flexed all over me. Every Uber driver there was like a baller.
It was like you were being driven by Batman's driver.
Yeah.
Everywhere. It didn't matter if it was the men, the women, if it was I don't know about the taxi drivers, but everybody was dressed super nice. They had suits on. You felt like you were royalty.
Yes.
There.
And they're very quiet and like, it was like the nicest drive ever, right?
Yeah, it's very quiet. Oh, I do feel like the driving in Japan is so much better than America. Everybody doesn't drive too fast, too slow. Everybody is going at like the same pace. That's what I did like. I felt very safe.
Yeah.
I didn't see one accident. I've never seen.
I think I don't know if that's a topic you're bringing up later, but I think it's one of the things that helps is that everybody's Japanese, right? It's not like Vegas where you have like an old lady driver and then some dude from California fresh off of, 4 hours of traffic, plus some 16-year-old kid from Vegas who just got their license, plus 100 drunk Europeans here from the Strip, right, where there's like a multitude of people. In Japan, like you're getting all people who are Japanese drivers, so they all drive in a similar way. And like there was no pumping your brakes, there was no slamming your brakes, nobody was like going too slow, but they also weren't like speeding through. Every drive felt so safe. It was unreal.
It costs a lot to get a license in Japan. I think it's like 5 Gs. And then you have to renew it every time. And then Ayumi's dad was telling me at a certain age, like they need to take a cognitive test and all this stuff to make sure as they're older that they can actually, an eyesight test. Like they don't do anything like that here.
I love that. I love that. Having to first off, make it expensive. So like no drunk 16-year-old can. Well, actually no. That means every rich asshole with a kid would have a license. But like the cognitive test to make sure that people are still capable of like driving every 10, 20 years. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a fantastic idea. We didn't see one. Did you see one ambulance, one police car?
No,
Anybody being
I never
pulled
saw
over?
one accident. I actually never saw like crazy traffic. Like sure, during rush hour, there was a little bit, but it wasn't like Vegas traffic. It wasn't like LA traffic.
Do you think it's because so many people walk everywhere and like bike everywhere?
Maybe because everyone's just going the same pace.
They
You know?
same pace?
They
That makes
just,
sense.
yeah, they're just with it together. They're in it together on the road.
I saw a businessman. I saw a guy in like legitimately. I'm a suit guy, right? I saw a guy walking through in like a Tom Ford suit, and he was like just walking like 20 minutes. I was like, what? In America, no guy dressed this nicely would walk more than 5 seconds. And this dude in his briefcase would like walking. I don't know if it was to lunch, to a meeting, but they were just like straight walking. I said, this is amazing. Even the rich dudes out here just walk. Like nobody's too good to like do a little physical walking. I love that about that place.
Amazing. So you get there, you get to your hotel. Couple of the first reactions for you after you checked in and kind of walked around. Anything kind of struck?
I guess like the whole bathroom is you can shower in the whole bathroom apparently, and so I think it was the first time I was gonna take a shower. I turned on the shower and something happened where I went like my whole bathroom got just drenched. I was like, oh my God. So you got to be very careful and very gentle when you turn on the shower.
Because sometimes the sink is linked to the shower, especially in smaller hotels like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was one bathroom in Kyoto, like at one of the hotels that we stayed, where it was like, I don't know, the water would fall over to the side and it would end up on the floor.
Yes.
I was like,
I know
what
what
the
you're
heck?
talking
Why
about.
is this? So I would like, I would obviously have my towel on the floor so I could get out, but that towel would be drenched. So I thought that was funny.
They've mastered the art of pooping in Japan.
They're obsessed with the butt.
They
Literally.
have mastered it. Like one of the stalls in the airport had like you could turn on like a anti-noise setting and it would filter like peaceful music throughout your stall so you could poop in peace. These people are geniuses. I swear to God, that's the one thing. Now I was too big for most of those bathrooms, unfortunately. Like they were. I feel like those bathrooms were like perfectly sized, right? Because everybody there is like. I felt like Godzilla in the bathroom. Like I don't fit anywhere here, but damn, it's an enjoyable place to be. That's the only thing I remembered about the hotel room. Like I'm both too small for this thing, but it is super enjoyable while I'm in it. I couldn't stop talking about it. My wife was like trying to talk about like all the nice things around. I'm like, these toilets are. We ordered a Toto, by the way, on the flight back.
Oh, you did?
I put an order for a Toto on the flight back. Yeah. Like no, Japan changed the way that I use the restroom from here on out. Like there's no going back.
You're going to get the buttons.
The heated seats, the little water that sprays my tush, all that. Like, there's no going back from the Toto.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been changed. I'm a new man.
There's like 4 restaurants on Spring Mountain that have like good Japanese toilets.
Really? I need to make me a list because I want to go there just to use the bathroom. I don't want to eat. I'll take a water and I got to go to the bathroom real quick.
All right.
I like you like sit down and it's like rainfall or it sings at you.
Yeah. Thank you for being peaceful, right? Like, I want this.
Everyone's just coughing in the stall trying to.
I know.
Yeah, this doesn't have to be an awkward experience. Make it memorable for me. I want to feel at peace. Give me a rain shower. Give me some flute music. I want to feel good about myself in here.
I know. There was a point where I think I was in the bathroom. I think I was like drying myself off and I put my foot on top of the toilet, just to like clean, like dry off my feet. And then it started like rain showering. I was like, wait, what? So I was like, oh, okay. It turns on when you sit down. So the weight sensor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Waking up in the morning, right? It's a little crisp. And oh my God, it became like the highlight. I swear to God. It's crisp. You're a little cold, right? And you sprint to the bathroom and the seat is just warm and you put your butt on that warm seat and you're like, oh, you start scrolling TikTok, You're like, oh, I'm going to be here all day. This is so good. That's the best thing I took back from Japan. It wasn't anime, it wasn't swords, it was the Toto toilet, man. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, when Japanese come to States and see the toilet situation, they're like
Appalled.
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 Yeah.
It's
like we're
what are they
living in the
more embarrassed
19th
about? Our toilets or our sushi? When they say like avocado and ranch dressing and all that.
I think they're very curious about the AYCE sushi. A lot of Ayumi's friends and parents have wanted to go to like an American sushi buffet.
Isn't the concept of that like weird to them? Because remember the not eating too much thing we talked about earlier, and like all you can eat sushi is about literally eating until you can't eat anymore. Do they find that concept weird, or
Totally.
just like our
The whole
garbage
thing.
rolls?
Both.
Because you got me off the garbage rolls. I used to be a garbage roll eater before you.
All right. I converted one person. But yeah, all the above, for sure. I've taken people to Goemon or whatever, and they're just looking around like, what the fuck is going on here?
I think that's the biggest, like, you travel a lot, yeah?
I know.
I think Japan is probably the biggest, like, cultural clash between, like, America and somewhere else. Like, when you go to Europe, there's a lot of similarities, right? Like, maybe they dress better in Paris or something like that, but there's a lot of, like, cultural similarities, right? Like, in Spain, people like to pig out and eat too much. Like, they don't give a shit. They'll eat chocolates and churro at 3 a.m. They don't care, right? And they like to drink a lot. But in Japan, everything was, like, super modest. Everything in moderation, you know? It even annoyed me, like, when we went to Angelina's, and I'm like, yo, give me the hot chocolate with 10 pounds of sugar. Like, I want to feel sick right now. And it was just like the most mild hot chocolate. I remember texting you being like, why can't these people get things right? Like, be indulgent. Put too much sugar in my shit.
How did you initially get over the jet lag? Or did you ever?
For me, we landed at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we did everything we could in order to stay up. And I think I probably didn't go to bed till like maybe 10, 11
Oh, that's
p.m.
an
at night.
accomplishment.
And then the next morning, I woke up at my regular 6 a.m. And so, I know. I
Damn, you're a
woke up
pro.
at 6 a.m. pretty much every single day except for one day because it was a Tropicana implosion and I was reporting on it. But yes, 6 a.m. I woke up every day. But no, I actually didn't have jet lag there. I had jet lag on the way back. It was harder. Like, I think I tried to do the same thing. I landed here 1 p.m., went out, went to bed. I didn't wake up till like 1 p.m. the next day.
Yeah. How long did it take you? That 16? Are you like back on schedule now?
I am, yes. So, but the thing is that once I came back from Japan, I was in Las Vegas for 2 days, and then I had to fly to Vermont for like about another 4 days. So, and that was a little hard because just kind of like a side story. When I was in Vermont, it's already freezing there. It's
Yes.
freezing. The first night, I had no heater. I had like the smallest little like fireplace that barely did anything. So I was awake because of how cold I was.
I bet you wish you had them heated toilets now.
Exactly. Yeah, I would sleep on the toilet.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, I would say like to get fully back on schedule about 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's how I feel. My boss was laughing. Well, she's not my boss anymore. I keep calling her that. But she was laughing at me because I'm like, bro, I'm up till 3 a.m. I couldn't shake it. Like, no matter how early I went to bed, no matter how much I tried to, like, I tried to drink myself into, like, passing out. I was like, I'm just going to get hella drunk and pass out. And even that didn't work. Right? Like, that jet lag is insane. 16 hours is a huge difference.
Yeah, for me to get back on, I had to melatonin and like a glass of wine. that actually did help. So now I'm back.
I should have tried that. I should have tried melatonin. I don't know why I go straight to blacking out. Melatonin seems like such an easier solution than what I do.
So when did you finally adjust?
Yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, yesterday. Like, I've been up till 3 a.m. since like we got back. I legitimately can't sleep. Like, I'll go to sleep at 3 a.m, wake up at like 6, and then just try to go on my day. It was bad. I didn't like, because I've never traveled that, like, even in Europe, like, for the most part, like 9 hours isn't that crazy, right? You can shake that off pretty much. The fact that you were waking up at 6 a.m. is wild. That's wild. But like, was anything even open?
No, I actually would just, well, because what I do here in Vegas is that I wake up at 6 a.m. and I work for those hours. So yeah, that's what I would do there. I would wake up, work, be on the computer, whatever I need to do up until we all get up to go to breakfast. So I would use that as working time because we were out majority of the day.
Okay, so it wasn't like, you treated it almost like a business trip.
Oh, it absolutely was. 4 videos, yeah.
That's a lot.
Everybody else got to be on vacation except for me.
Because they don't shoot the type of content you do, right?
Yeah, everybody shoots at home, basically, except for me.
You went guerrilla through Japan, just like taking content as you went? Mm-hmm.
Literally everything.
That's
everything.
How did they? Because I was shocked at how many people were making TikTok videos in the street out there. Like I did not know how big TikTok was out there. They were just like they didn't care. They were walking through traffic making TikToks. How did they feel about your camera and like filming everything? Was there any like pushback? Did you have any weird moments?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I also try to be respectful. I'm not going to have it all up in their face. Because then also there's the language barrier. So it's not like I could tell them what I'm doing. I just tried to be respectful. But no one like said, put that away or anything like that. They kind of more welcomed it, honestly.
Even the restaurants? Mm-hmm. Really? A lot of the chefs were like gun shy. When I tried to pull my phone out, I would see them like duck or try to like stay away from the camera. That's like they really, really didn't want to be filmed.
I didn't take it as they were shy. I took it as they didn't want to ruin my shot.
Okay.
That's how I felt about it. At least.
Could be.
Yeah. Well, it's hard because there's no like you said, like the language barrier and like not just the language, but like the mannerism barrier is so different that it's hard to interpret like how they're taking something.
Yeah, that's true. The one, well, kind of talking about mannerisms, when I checked into one of the hotels in Kyoto, they walked me to the elevator and then they like bowed. And I was like,
did you ever try to outbow them?
No.
Go lower.
Bro, this one dude put his nose on the ground, bro. I was not going to outbow this man.
That's a thing?
No, I'm being hyperbolic, but he would not let me out. I'm like a aggressive politer. Like if you do something polite, I'm gonna try to aggressively out-polite you. Like I will wait at this light longer than you ever realize, right? They would not have it. If they bowed and I bowed, they would bow 5 more times. Like, bitch, you know.
Oh my God.
Like, yeah, the politeness is like startling.
It is, yeah. Everybody was super nice for everything. I don't think I ever dealt with anybody rude.
No.
I don't think so.
Everywhere treated like you were in like a 5-star hotel.
No, honestly, I felt like I had to calm myself. Because, okay, I think there was one time I was walking down Shibuya area, and I think someone, like, hit me, like, with their arm. Obviously, I'm sure it wasn't on purpose. It's just very crowded. And I was like, yo. And it was like, stop. Stop.
It came out.
It came out.
This is on Fremont Street.
No, I know.
My Fremont Street came out.
I know. The second one was I was wearing, like, regular tennis shoes. And same thing where I'm in Shibuya or one of those busy places. And I think someone stepped on my shoe and it made me kick off my shoe because of, like, how hard. And then I kind of was like, okay, like, and I was like, stop. You need to calm down.
Did you, maybe it's just me, did you ever do the Shibuya roll call? Did it get stuck in your head?
No, I don't. Actually, no, I don't think it did. I think Tokyo Drift got stuck in my head for a second because I went and I walked Shibuya. That was like on my bucket list, and then I went on top on Starbucks to like look at it from the top. Yeah, I put it in my video too, so that's why.
I didn't see that.
It took all the strength in me not to put Tokyo Drift in every video I was making. I'm like, it just the first time someone's, I think it was you. You were like, oh, we should go to Shibuya, and I was like, Shibuya, roll call.
Now it's gonna be stuck in my head.
I needed someone else to have that. I couldn't, like that and the Don Quixote song are literally like, I've been brainwashed by that. I can't get those two things out of me, man.
So talking about content, Norma and I did meet up on her last day. Fortunately, all the stars aligned and we were able to meet up. We met at an immersive museum because Ayumi wanted to go to that. And then we hit up a bunch of spots at Tokyo Station for food. How was that for you? I mean, just shooting content in Japan and how that all went.
Honestly, I didn't really feel any different. Again, I didn't feel shy or like I shouldn't do it or anything. I mean, to me, it's like content comes first. So it's like, all right, I got to get rid of my awkwardness, get rid of my shyness, and just set up the camera and just go. Like, yeah, I don't really feel like anyone really looked twice. Honestly, it kind of felt like New York. How in New York, no one cares what you're doing. It kind of felt like that, honestly.
I think out of New York, it's just out of spite. Like, they legitimately don't care about you at all. Like, something terrible could have been happening to you, and I don't think they would have given a shit in New York. But in Japan, I feel like everybody just wants to be left alone. Did you get that sense?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, kind of like related to that topic, we ended up going to a maid cafe.
I saw you guys did that.
Yeah.
We were talking. We were a little drunk in Akihabara talking about doing that, but
So I didn't know that I guess you can't just go to a bar and talk to your bartender there. So you go to these special cafes or specific places that you go and they pay attention to you. Like I think we had to go in and I think we paid $6 entry fee, and then on top of that, like your food, your drinks. If you wanted to have a special package where they come and they talk to you extra, or they come and they sing for you, or whatever
take a selfie
it is.
with them, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's interesting because like there was restaurants out there that it was a box and you talk to no one, like, and that's what people want apparently. So. It was kind of interesting that, a lot of people do want to be left alone, but then they have those specific times where they want the attention and they will pay for it.
How was it because I feel like a maid cafe is designed for jerks like Phil and I. How was it experience as like a woman in those places?
It was fine. I mean, I thought like the dances were cute and everything. It was very, I guess, I don't know. It was just very Japanese style, the way they talk and everything. I did think it was a little weird because you like had to go in and you put on animal ears. Like you had to put on the animal ears to go in. And then I think, okay, we're with other guys too. They're like, how old do you think they are? And we asked them, we asked them like, oh, how old are you? And then they were like, I'm 5. And then we're like, what? They're like, no, like, how old are you? And then like they put it on Google Translate, and she was like, yeah, I'm 5. And it's like, what? I don't understand. Like, I don't know if that's just like what they're trying to pretend to be. Like
she was 5 in cat years.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, they all honestly they looked like they were 20.
Yeah.
Did you go to Akihabara? Mm-hmm. The girls standing on like the sidewalk handing out pamphlets?
Oh yeah.
I got that same like, how old is this girl feeling there?
Yeah, I mean, I went, I guess, both in the day and at night. I didn't see them during the day, but I saw them at night, and there's like rows and rows and rows of girls just handing out. I don't know what the heck they're handing
Club
out.
flyers.
Oh, okay. And I don't know. It was just very that one was kind of.
They all look super young. Like I'm from Vegas, so I get, hotels like to hire girls like 21 to 24, whatever. That's still awkward. These girls, I was like, 18, I hope? Please?
Probably.
I think so.
What's the legal age?
There is none.
Yeah.
But I think so. I think they're all 18 and older.
I'm so old now that it's hard for me to judge people's like age, especially, And I had like Akihabara ended up being super awkward for that. I'm glad we didn't go to a maid cafe because
we definitely did not want to go.
That thought process I couldn't how old is she like kept running through my head. I was just like this. I'm like slightly uncomfortable right now. Like, I'm going to get my anime and go because I'm like weirded out right now.
Yeah. Well, the maid cafe that we went to, I don't think was what I guess people think a maid cafe is. Like, it wasn't sexual or anything like that. It was just, oh, you're in La La Land, and everybody just dresses up like bunnies, and they did like a little dance and all that. It was cute. I didn't feel like a perv leaving from there, or I don't know. I guess the guys didn't feel like a perv leaving.
Okay.
Maid cafes are definitely like the middle ground to where the next level would be like a snack bar, where it's kind of like a maid cafe, but way more happens there.
They call it a snack bar?
They call those snack bars. So they have hosts where you sit with a lady or a man and they listen to you, they kiss your ass, you buy them drinks, very expensive drinks, and that's kind of how it goes. And you develop some people do develop a relationship. They blow thousands of dollars on these people over time.
That's a concept that would work in Vegas.
It's like OnlyFans, but in person, but not rated R.
It can be.
Kind of. I don't know, actually.
During the club or after the club, I mean, I guess other things happen, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. There's not a lot of things that would translate, I don't think, but that is one. If there was a place like some rich asshole could go where the girl like just told him he was awesome. I guess that's what strip clubs are.
Pretty much.
Now that I think about it, hold on. I think we have those things. My bad. Just listen to his problems and tell him he's awesome, right? Like,
Pretty much.
That's what they get paid for.
But it flips to the other side too. There's a lot of women that meet up with a lot of host guys, the guys with like the the crazy colored perms. Maybe you saw them in Shinjuku.
I think I
in
did
suits.
because at one point we all like me and my group we stopped and there was like a group of really cute tall Japanese men just standing there and they were just like maybe all 6 feet away from each other and they were like just looking for something. And I was like, what are they looking for? And I think they were looking for girls to come into
Yes.
whatever club or whatever it is. So they're kind of like promoters in a sense. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
what I've kind of gathered.
That's a good,
Sex definitely sells more than I thought it would.
for sure.
Like, like I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't like you said, hot Japanese dudes standing outside like luring girls into. Like I wasn't ready for that, right? I knew like of the other side, like girls in kitty cat ears and all that stuff. I didn't know that like Japanese women were into the. I thought they were more. I expected, I guess, more modesty on that end. I don't know why, right? But that definitely caught me off guard. Hot Japanese dudes are all over at billboards. Just like a group of like 3 teenage hot dudes that are just like, "Come here, baby," you know. That was a big deal there. Did you see Nigerians?
No, I don't think I did. At least
No?
I don't know. I don't think I noticed.
One day when I was with Phil, there was a social media guy we had met who was giving us kind of like a background of how like Nigerians are like the new like mobsters out there. They run like a lot of like the criminal activity out there. And I was like, bro, I would have seen a Nigerian, you know, like they would stand out in Japan, obviously. And then once he told me about it, I couldn't stop seeing them. Like at night, they would just be like in alleys trying to lure people into like expensive shops to like buy things and like pull money out. And you would see them like picking their marks out. And that caught me off guard too, because I never would have expected Nigerians in Japan. Did you have any other like, was there anything that caught you off guard, like that was unexpected for you?
I mean, I don't think so. Nothing like that, I would say. I mean, the most off guard thing I would say is that they wouldn't split checks. But
Oh, yeah.
that was the only thing.
no
Well, I
way.
mean, you know, you and your wife, you know, you pay everything together, but we're in a group of 8 of us or something, and to split checks, they're like, no, we don't do that. We're like, what?
I love that concept. Speed this fucking process up, right?
I guess, but it's, you know, when we're all trying to have our expenses separately, that was like really hard because we have to Venmo someone and
Yeah, because you're trying to do a story of how much it costs to do something, right? So
yeah.
I get that.
I feel like, because in the how much I spent in Tokyo video, I was like, I needed to the penny to the down, you know, down to the smallest thing. And I would have to show up and be like, hey, please charge me separately. Or I would go up to the counter and like, no, I have to pay separately or whatever it was. It was just very hard for sure.
Were there any Japanese words that you found yourself kind of like utilizing over and over?
No, I was afraid I was going to mess it up. Honestly, I did not try a little bit. Like my friends knew. They knew a little bit. But no, I don't think I ever
Did
said
your
much.
friends use the tone?
Like theirs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
Okay.
yeah, you're right. They did.
The tone? I learned that's a huge part. You can't just say like, "Origato gozaimasu." You have to like, "Origato gozaimasu." You have to like use the tonality, or else it doesn't.
Okay, then maybe they didn't. Because I remember it was more like quiet stuff, but also maybe because we were in a really nice hotel or wherever it was. I don't think I ever heard any of my friends scream at them.
Oh yeah, it was when you came up the stairs. We were kind of talking about how like I like to practice the same like 5 words when I travel. Just yes, please, thank you, no sir, yes sir, whatever. Just the same kind of like courteous things. But like when I would try to say it just the normal way, no one would respond back to me. But I was trying, as a black guy traveling, I try not to be racist. I do my best because I'm like, no, I don't want to be culturally insensitive, right? So I'm not going to try to like use some like Mr. Miyagi voice. Like that's racist to me, right? But then when I didn't talk that way, no one understood me.
No.
So like halfway through the trip, I remember telling Phil this, I would be like, "Hi," and they would respond to it, and I'd be like, "This feels so bad in my soul right now." But like, yeah, it's tonality, right?
Tonality, the
It's-
Japanese way of speaking, even though you might find it uncomfortable and weird.
It's not weird. I just don't want to be offensive. Like I try really hard not to be that person, you know. But that's the tonality is a huge thing.
Agreed.
I guess it's kind of like when you, what's it called? Like how we speak compared to how like English speak. The accent, sorry. So I guess it's kind of like similar to accents. Like we don't really hear too many British people use an American accent, and we kind of find it fascinating, you know?
True.
So I don't know if it's like that.
Because they speak with such a flourish. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, instead of just being like, thank you, it'd be like, thank you. Like, you have to like elevate the pitch at the end of thank you. And I heard Ayumi, when Ayumi was, doing translating for us, I was like, oh, she's using the tone. That's what I'm messing up.
Right, the tone's a little higher.
Yeah, it was actually hearing Ayumi do the karaoke song, which I'm addicted to now. Hearing
That's
her
your jam.
Hearing her, it's my jam. I even texted you what's the song. Hearing her sing karaoke, because when you're singing the song, you have to sing it in like the dialect, and she was hitting the notes, and the pitch would be elevated, and I was like, oh, I'm doing it wrong. You really do have to talk like that.
Okay. No, I never hit karaoke, so I never got the chance to do that. I don't know.
You don't karaoke?
It wasn't.
I don't know. I don't think anybody
Wasn't
in
the
our
group
cared,
that was into it?
cared for, yeah. I mean, I think they kind of wanted to, but I'm just kind of more like, how about we go eat somewhere? Let's go get some Wagyu instead.
You're not a karaoke. You don't karaoke in Vegas at all?
Not really.
No, okay. That's fine.
I don't know. I won't say, hey, let's all go karaoke. But if you're like, hey, Norma, come karaoke with us, okay,
You'll
I'll
join
go.
in. Okay.
Yeah.
I highly recommend doing it if you've never done it before in Japan. It's kind of a different experience. We kind of went to a super busy area where it was a little basic, but they do have much nicer rooms than the one we did.
Brother, they brought me drinks with a phone call. Like, I have no complaints about that place.
So, yeah, we sang at a place. Thanks for staying up, by the way, because I know you were dragging by the time. Oh, I know we were like 10 drinks deep, but yeah, we sang at a place in Shinjuku until Ayumi and I had to take the bullet train back. But it was fun. The song he's talking about is Kawaii Kute Gomen, means sorry for being cute.
That's my jam right now, boy. That's on my rotating playlist.
Okay, so best yen you spent in Japan, what would you say?
I would say there's a Wagyu spot that we went to in Kyoto. I forgot the name because I don't remember it.
Right.
But it was in Kyoto, and it was probably like $30, and it was like it looked like a bento box. It had rice. It had some of the best Wagyu I ever had. I think I went back to that place twice. And then also because I was doing the best food I ate in Japan, best and worst food I ate in Japan. So when I was featuring that spot, I was like, oh, let me get a few different kinds, because they had like a fatty style Wagyu, they had a lean, they had it in soup form. So I ordered each of them, and the waitress looked at me like I was crazy, like, you're gonna eat all three of them?
Who do you think you are, Reina?
But I was like, I need to show this off for my video, so whatever, if I can't eat it, my friends will. But no, that was super good. We also ended up going also to another Wagyu spot in Tokyo.
In Ginza, yeah, you texted me.
Ginza? Oh, I don't know. But yeah, it was, yeah, so we went there. That one I want to say is about $140 per person, or maybe less. I don't know. But it was high-end Wagyu. I think I'm ruined for life. Like, that was so good. It was like the charcuterie, but of Wagyu, and they cooked it for you and everything. I don't know. It was so delicious.
What
That
was
so
your favorite
delicious.
form of having it? Was it in the soup, the bento box?
No, I would never do the soup again.
You felt like it was overcooked, or just didn't?
I just don't want. I want my Wagyu grilled. I don't want it in soup form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say that was the worst thing you had then?
No. The worst thing. Well, besides the what did I eat? The eel.
Squid?
Squid. Sorry, the squid was horrible. What else did I didn't like the matcha beer. I talked about that.
You know, in Squid's defense, you did go to Kura Sushi, so
I had it twice somewhere else. I don't
She's
know.
right. Squid's nasty, bro. Like, I'm not. I can't. No.
Okay, all right.
I'll defend all the rest of the weird fishes out there, but I'm not going to defend squid. Unless, no.
Is that the last piece of sushi that you'd want? Like, in the whole universe of sushi, Ika would be the worst. Squid.
Squid. Yeah, I would never order it. I'll do it for a video, but but yeah, I don't know. It was something like it was like that. It was thin. And I would put it in my mouth and like, I had to fight with it to like bite it. And then it was, okay, TMI, but I would put, I would give up. I put the whole thing in my mouth and I'm chewing it and it became like viscous. I was like, what in the world is going on right now? Why is this like this?
No, you are perfectly capturing eating squid. No, don't let anybody tell you that it's like some kind of, no, it's not. It's nasty. It's nasty. She's 100% correct on this. It's nasty.
Yeah.
Fry it and put it in marinara. That is the only
Bread it first.
Dude, there are some things that Americans have improved on, and squid is one of those things. We have mastered squid, fry it, marinara, done.
That would be an interesting topic. International ingredients that Americans have done better.
People get salty when I say this, but I think we've outside of like French dining and sushi, I think we've mastered almost everybody else's food. I really do. Like, people can get mad if they want to, but we have like enough fine dining spots and enough people who have traveled to your country and brought it back that like we just do it better.
That's a guaranteed 5K reel. Okay. I love it.
Like we did with Italian food. Italian food sucks. Go to Italy, pizza, the shit sucks. It's focaccia, soggy pizza. It sucks. We make good pizza. Like we do. Sorry. We can't do sushi though. We can't do Wagyu either.
Okay.
They have it on that.
The other one I did just want to mention that it didn't taste horrible. I was just really offended as I ate it. It was like fake crab.
Yes.
Fake crab.
I know exactly where you went when you took that picture in Nishiki Market. I'm like,
yeah,
fuck, she's going to buy that thing.
Yeah, because it kind of looks
You're a
like they
dick.
actually cracked like a really big piece of crab and took it out and like, oh, there you go, 400 yen. And they had them all over and I was like, oh my God, that looks amazing. And I bought it and I was like, the hell? And it like disintegrated in my hands. You could tell it was manufactured and I was like,
At least they're honest though. A lot of the menus out there, it would say imitation crab.
I mean, it wasn't in English, so.
Yeah. They were honest to the Japanese.
They're honest
Yeah.
to the Japanese. Did you use the Google Translator app?
I mean, I did, yeah, but I didn't think I had to.
That's fair.
During that time. But I mean, even though I was mad that I didn't get a nice piece of crab, it ended up going in my worst things I ate.
So you got content.
So I was like, okay.
Did you get a chance to come across like a real king crab out there? Like somebody selling it on the street or something like that?
Well, not on the street. I went to a restaurant and I actually got king crab. But that one that I went to, it was in Akihabara. They put it like over ice and it was freezing cold. I was like, my hands were shaking as I'm trying to open this king crab.
Also, wait, the crab came out still chilled?
On ice.
Yeah, it was over ice. But yeah, I think there was like even ice inside of the, like when you crack it open.
Oh, wow.
Put it out of the freezer and...
Probably. So, I mean, that was probably for the tourists, not gonna lie.
Right.
But
you ordered fries.
I ordered fries because I was so hungry because, yes, we had gone to a place before that was super expensive and they didn't give you as much food because, yeah, again, they smaller portions. And I was just so hungry and I wanted the crab so bad, but I was like, I'm still going to be starving. Give me fries. The fries were shit. But I was like, they were super salty. They like oversalted them. I don't know what it was, but I was like, I kind of don't even care right now. I just need to fill up my stomach.
Sustenance, yeah. The Wagyu spot, they said was like $140 or something like that. How did they serve it to you? Did you get it like in slices? Did it come...
Yes, it came in slices. I mean, it was like a 7-course meal or something like that. So, yeah, they would cut, and they still had the scissors. So they would still cut it in the scissors, and the guy would, flip it and everything for you. And then some of them, it'll come with the sauce. Some would come with wasabi. One was like thinly shaved, and then it had like a very orange egg yolk that you like mix it in and you put the whole thing in your mouth. It was so delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their eggs are just...
The way to do it.
They are. They're
right?
very good.
Their soup, like we ordered a tartare, like a Wagyu tartare, and the orange yolk. I said, "What is this?" to the waitress. And she looked at me like I was stupid. She's like, "Egg." I was like, "That ain't an egg, sweetie." What is that? Is there a reason for that? Did you ever?
It's how they feed their chickens.
Oh,
Just different.
oh, so it's one of those things where we're doing it ass backwards. Okay, that makes sense.
Probably.
Well, my sister has like a chicken coop in like her home, and like I'll take eggs, and yeah, she puts paprika in their diet too. So she feeds them very well and puts paprika in it. So yeah, it comes out like super orange and like thick. So it's really nice.
It is delicious. I'm not an egg person, but whether it was ramen or it didn't matter. Like those eggs are fantastic. Whatever they're doing is working, man.
Agreed. They definitely are available at some of the Japanese markets here. I think they're maybe like $8 to $10 for a dozen, but you can get them now.
That's worth buying. Like especially if you're doing like ramen at home or something, it's worth of a splurge. Wagyu is the best thing out there though, 100%. Like there's no
You hit up a couple of good spots.
two. The truck. I don't Phil's international now. He's crazy, but he was like, he's like, oh, there's an American barbecue in Japan, like a truck I have to go film. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. Like the last thing you expect in Tokyo is like American barbecue. And of course they can't do anything normally. So this dude had like Wagyu dino bone ribs, straight Wagyu, like so fatty that I'm like, how do you even put this on a bone? And they grilled it and gave us like, and the guy looked at me, he's like, this is a coffee barbecue sauce. It's pretty popular in America, isn't it? I said, bro, I eat barbecue all the time. Nobody does this.
Coffee barbecue? I've never heard of that.
That's what I said.
Yeah, one spot maybe that he read about.
He probably saw some fancy spot in Brooklyn doing like whatever, and he was just like, oh, this is popular in America, right? I'm like, no, bro, this is popular right here, right now. That Wagyu was crazy because you've never had a Wagyu rib before. Like that's crazy. And then randomly enough, I have shout out, man, I can't remember your name. Shout out to
Garav.
No. There was a guy who messaged me on Instagram.
Okay.
He was like, dude, a buddy of mine owns a cattle ranch in Tokyo and raises his own cow and has his own restaurant. You've got to check it out. And he sent me pictures and everything. And I was like, okay, let's go do it. I think it was, the yen conversion is a little off me. I think it was like $77 or something for a pound of Wagyu. And like they cook it in front of you, and it's a big fatty steak. I think it's the best steak I've ever had in my entire life. And I ordered another one. And the waitress looked at me like I was like the same way. I was like, she's like, one more? I said, yeah, one more, please. And she definitely judged me, but they're super polite about it, so it was okay. But yeah, the Wagyu out there is untouchable. That's like, the sushi's great. I'm not gonna lie, the sushi's great. But we've been to nice sushi places, right? The Wagyu at the price that you get it is just like unmatched. It's unmatched. It's not it's like the flavor's so different and it's so succulent. And like what would cost $600 out here is $70, $80 out there. And it's just, it's a whole different world.
It's like how the best caviar never leaves Russia. It's almost like that with Wagyu, I feel like.
And if it does leave Russia, you have to pay such an extravagant amount for it, you know? Like the steak that I got, somewhere like Robuchon would charge us, $300 for a couple ounces of that, And Definitely. Over there, it's just like, I thought it was going to be like a fine dining spot, right? And it was, but like nobody was in there in suits and anything. It was just like a pretty decent restaurant. And they're serving like the world's best steak.
Yeah, they would have Wagyu like on skewers out on the street.
Yes.
Yep.
Right? Like what's the big market?
Tsukiji. Yeah,
the big, like, it's supposed to be a big fish market.
Yeah.
There was a line of Americans, like 20 deep, because they were just serving Wagyu on skewer. And the lady wasn't doing anything fancy. She was like literally just putting it on a stick, throwing it on the grill for 5 seconds, and then handing it to people. And I was like, this country is absolutely amazing for $10.
I know the place to talk about. I think it's called Juju Barbecue.
Of course you know it, Mr.
Yeah.
International. Were you shocked, like when you went through your budget, were you shocked on, no matter how much you ate, you never were spending that much on food?
Yeah, I was actually pretty shocked. What's funny is that in my video about how much I spent in Tokyo, so when I filmed my outro, I did 3 versions because I'm like, okay, we're going to go ahead and put the price right here. Oh, that's not that bad. We're going to put the price right here. Oh, okay. We're going to put the price right here. Dang, that's a lot of money. Because I had no idea what it was going to be, like how much it was going to be.
Because when you're spending yen, it's just Monopoly money, right?
Yeah.
You're like, what's 20,000 yen? Who gives a shit?
Pretty much. Yeah, so I had to do 3 different takes because I was like, I'm not sure how much it's going to come out to after, conversion and everything. And yeah, my editor put in the one, it's like, oh, this wasn't that bad. It's like, oh, shoot. Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
Is that on Norma Geli or the life of?
That one is on Norma Geli.
So go to Norma Geli, how much I spent in Tokyo? Mm-hmm. I'll be doing that after the show. I want to see that. I want to see it and compare. I want to see what you did, like in like the places that you hit. I'm very interested in that.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys go to any onsens?
What's that?
It's like a
spa.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's like a spa on steroids.
Yeah, you went to a place in Toyosu that's very popular. Mm-hmm. And it's like a super sento. So it's like all kinds of different baths. You get your massage, different levels where there's like a buffet and some other
What?
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, what is it, like
You
7
can hang out there all
floors?
day. Yeah.
It was like a 7th floor spa. And yeah, you go in and you will like, they give you I don't know, what do you call it?
Kind of like a robe.
Yeah, they have like
Pajama-ish
robes for men, for
thing.
women, and you wear that throughout the whole place. You couldn't wear shoes; you had to like be barefoot.
And they give you like a bracelet maybe to charge stuff.
Yeah, and I think that opened up your locker,
So it's like an all-day luxury spa?
kind of. Yeah, and you just if you want to like get one of those chair massages, the ones that look like an egg, I think you just pay and charges you if you wanted to have an actual massage. I think they had jacuzzis like for men and women. The top floor was a rooftop where you can just sit down. They had like a little warm tub, I guess you could say, and it was an amazing, beautiful view of Tokyo.
Onsen?
Onsen or Sento, those kinds of places. There's a few of those in Tokyo that are really good. And that one's 24 hours, which is great for people with jet lag.
We completely missed that entire...
Well, you had a lot to do in a finite amount of days. I think if you were there for 2 weeks, maybe it might have been well.
Oh, my wife would have blown our entire budget on that if she had known. I'm not a massage. Like I can't relax no matter what I do. So like that's a waste of money for me. But she would have lived. She would have died in there. I'd have never gotten her out. Onsen?
Yeah, onsen. Oh, and I think they also had
bunch of 'em.
a hotel there too, where it's like if you don't want to leave the place and you don't want to go all the way to your actual hotel, you could sleep there.
That concept is something that, because you said about karaoke too. Some of the karaoke bars are so lively that they have places where you can like buy new underwear and sleep there if you get like too drunk at karaoke. And I think that's something that needs to come over to the States. Like, I'm having such a good time. I need to be able to take a nap after this. Like, I don't want to leave. Give me a small hotel room for me to crash in. That's a great concept. I guess I would never work in Vegas because of, the actual hotel.
People just would make a mess,
Yeah, that's true.
for sure.
Is that a startling difference between like knowing that they're like certain things only work because they're polite and clean?
Definitely the cleanness. I don't think the polite had anything to do with it. But yeah, definitely the cleanliness had to do. And I guess it's just the culture is different. It's more acceptable to do that. Because, yeah, also, I didn't really get to see this, but all of my friends were talking about how in the men and women's, like, everybody was, like, naked.
Yeah, you have to be naked in the communal bath area in the sentos and onsens.
But it was like all ages. This wasn't an adult thing. Like you could have like your kids there. I saw this woman carrying like a 2-month-old baby going up and down the stairs and doing all the massaging and all that. I was like, what?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the thing. I stayed in one hotel where there was no shower in the room. It was a communal bath area where I had to like go and hang out with a bunch of dudes.
We are not having the same Tokyo experience.
There's multiple Tokyo experiences
Yeah.
that you can have. I mean, it's choose your own adventure. It could have gone 30 different ways.
I think choose your own adventure is the best way to describe that city. How many days did you realize you were going to have to carry empty Coke and water bottles around because there's just no trash cans anywhere?
Oh my God. I hate it. I felt like if I would go to a place to get a tea or anything, it's like you better drink it there because you're not going to have anywhere to throw it away.
To throw it away.
Yeah. So, I mean, all my matchas and everything. But yeah, that was kind of annoying. I think one time, I had something in my hand and I was like, okay, let me find a trash. I think I circled like 4 blocks. I was like, there is no trash cans. I think I actually had to go into a Starbucks to like go and throw something away. Oh, because that's what it was. I think I bought some sort of dessert. Oh, yeah, my God. So I bought a matcha ice cream, and the matcha, like, melted all over my hands. So I was like, I need napkins, and I need to, like, throw this away.
Yeah.
And, that's when I circled, like, 4 blocks in order to try to find, to, like, clean myself and throw away everything.
Starbucks and 7-Eleven become your saviors because those are the only places with trash cans and bathrooms. Like, if you have to pee in Tokyo, you either better like go to the nicest restaurant in the area because that's the only one with a bathroom, or you better find like a Starbucks or a 7-Eleven, or you will pee your pants because nobody has a bathroom. Nobody. And if they have one, they're not letting you use it.
Well, the stations and department stores have some pretty good ones, and they're usually on like the 7th, 8th floor.
Yeah.
I thought New York has like a worse bathroom problem than Japan did. Because, yeah, there was sometimes where I was like, oh, okay, I could see that there's not as many as there would be like in Vegas.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, New York is completely crazy compared to.
Well, because in New York it's dirty, so people have no problem just peeing in alleyways and stuff like that. But in Japan, if you did that, you'd feel like a criminal.
Yes.
I like
It would be.
that one night we were walking on Akihabara and I was super hammered. I was like, it's Vegas. I'm just gonna find like an alley or a wall to pee on. And looked around and I was like, this city's too clean. I feel like an animal doing something like that.
You went to Omoide Yokocho, which is Piss Alley.
Yeah.
And we walked through there in the daytime. I don't know if you hit it up later.
No, my wife was not gonna go back to something called Piss Alley.
Oh, is that the one where they had like the red like lights?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that place was super cute, honestly. It wasn't huge. Like I went through it. I was like, wait, this is it? I should go back through. And
There's a
like,
couple of side streets, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yes, it was kind of small, but I really liked it. I liked it for the vibes. I liked it for, drinking and all that. The whatever food on the skewer that I had, I don't know if maybe I just chose a bad one, but I was like, this is kind of whatever. And it's kind of funny. I was by myself because, I was in Japan for like 9 days. So I don't have to do everything with my friends. Like there were some days where everybody would kind of go do their own thing. So yeah, I was there by myself and I actually found some Mexicans. No, I sat down and obviously I had my camera out and they're like, oh, brown girl, let's talk to her in Spanish. So the whole time I was just talking in Spanish to them.
That's so funny that you had that experience because I saw a bunch of black people and none of them were interested in talking to each other. I would like make the eye contact, be like, "Hey, look, we're both in Japan together. You guys want to walk right by me, bro?" Like, we came out here to get away from you guys.
Yeah, I actually felt like there wasn't like it was mainly Japanese people. There was a lot of Americans, but I didn't see. Yeah, I don't think I saw many like Mexicans.
I think that's my single biggest takeaway from anywhere I've ever traveled, outside of Switzerland, which is very Swiss because it's too expensive for most people to live there, right? Mm-hmm. Every city is a cultural hub. Barcelona looks like New York City. It's just it's a hodgepodge of like you don't know who's what, right? Japan was like the first city I've ever been to that was that insulated, where like 98% of the people are Japanese. And like, was it startling? Was it something like eye-catching, or was it something you were kind of prepared for?
I think I was definitely more prepared for it because, America, that's where, every race is, but you kind of put it in your head like, oh, no, not that many people, not that many places are like that, So, no, I was prepared to see a ton of Japanese people. I was prepared to see a ton of tourists because right now it's like the time where a bunch of Americans and the country go there. But yeah, people that live there, it was just Japanese people.
Yeah. And did you, as a woman there by yourself, you have a friend group, but you were going out by yourself.
It was so safe.
You felt so safe,
yes,
right?
I loved it. I had my camera with me. I had a big-ass microphone on it. I never felt unsafe at any point. It didn't matter if I had like my camera bag with me. I felt incredibly safe. Even I think one of the days, it was like a Friday night or something, I would see like 2 women friends drunk, almost passed out on the street, and nobody would mess with them.
No, it would be like midnight, and my wife would be having like the snack cravings, right? Because our time would turn off. She'd be like, I think I'm going to walk to 7-Eleven. In no other country would I let my wife walk to 7-Eleven at midnight by herself. Never. In that city, I was like, bring me back two sodas and I'll see you in 20 minutes, right? Like nothing bad is going to happen to you on that walk, right? Like the safety stood out. Okay, I have 2 important questions for you as a woman in Japan. 1, are you a crack addict for matcha now? Because my wife came back and she drinks like 4 of these a day, and I think that she has a problem. I literally think she has an addiction problem to matcha.
I was a crack addict there, but I feel I'm not going to find the same quality here. So I'm just like, oh, okay, this is like I'll have it there. Like the Wagyu thing.
Oh, you didn't buy a suitcase to bring back just matcha?
No.
Oh, okay.
Norma is actually quite the tea connoisseur.
I love tea. Yeah.
Girl?
Yeah, but no, I had a lot of matcha there, but I think it's because I just wanted to experience as much as I could. But I wasn't as impressed as I thought as I thought I would be.
Did you get to try oolong out there?
I don't think so. I think it was just mainly matcha, sencha, stuff like that. I think I did a lot of like flower style teas,
Okay.
which I did like. But it was just, I kind of was prepared, like, oh, I'm going to have that there. I'm not going to have that here.
Okay, I understand. Ever since Ramen Tatsu, I've been hooked on like Japanese oolong, and it's excellent out there. All right, second question. Did you do any of the like thrift, like the secondhand luxury shopping out there? Because there was more than I ever.
You went ham on that.
So I did not, but my friends did. Yeah, so I remember at one point we all went to wherever we went, and they bought a whole bunch, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go over here.
Okay.
So I was very much in the mindset of like, I am not bringing back any souvenirs. I think the souvenirs I brought was, what's that one spice that you put on rice?
Oh, Togarashi.
Furikake. I brought, yes.
Crack.
I brought like 2 packets of those. I brought a lot of face masks.
Oh, yeah.
The lady that does
Yeah.
my facials and stuff like that, she's like, get a whole bunch in Japan. They're so good and they're so much cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
So I brought a whole bunch of like face care. But I think it's all depends on what we all care about. I'm not huge into like little trinkets and stuff like that. I brought 1 magnet for myself. Everything else is disposable.
So you didn't do the 7-story Don Quixote?
No, I couldn't find one, actually.
I can't remember if it's Shibuya or Shinjuku. They have the mega donkey
dang.
where it's like 7 floors of just trinkets, basically. Just like little.
I think it was the one in Shinjuku.
Oh my God. We brought home a year's supply of like skincare, sunscreen, face mask, the little foot things you put on your feet after you've walked 30,000 steps through Tokyo. Like, I didn't believe the whole Japanese like skincare thing. And I'm a believer now. I'm a believer. But yeah, I was shocked because like I had heard that like luxury secondhand thrifting was big in Japan. And I thought, like, okay, maybe there'd be a few stores. I couldn't walk up a corner without somebody putting a Louis bag in like in a display window, you know? Like I didn't, when I think Japan, I don't think like, I don't think like Louis Vuitton. I don't think like luxury items, but it's fucking
Japan is obsessed with Louis Vuitton.
Obsessed
more
with
than
Louis
any
Vuitton.
other country.
obsessed. Why? Why specifically that brand?
I
Because like
don't know.
the Louis store looked like a casino. It literally had like layers to this.
True. It's just something that brand just links to luxury and a level of lifestyle, like kind of like you made it.
I saw an 8-year-old girl with Louis bags.
Sounds about right.
I was like, this is crazy. Okay, so you didn't step into like any of the luxury stores. It's not for you.
I mean, I went with my friends, and I kind of waited a little with them.
Did the Japanese saleswomen swarm them with kindness and niceties?
I don't think so, because we mainly walked into like watch shops,
Okay.
so it was more like men,
Oh yeah,
going in there. Which one of my friends did buy like a really expensive watch.
Rolex or Panerai or Seiko?
I have no idea. It was just not a Rolex. I don't think so, but.
Rolex is huge out there too.
Classic.
So when you were describing the Maid Cafe earlier, how they sit down and they're super nice to you, and that's how they treated my wife when we walked into Louis Vuitton. They like 3 girls swarmed to like, oh my God, you're so pretty, your hair is so nice. Oh my God, this bag looks so good on you. Da, da, da. And my wife just looked at me for help. She was like, please rescue me. They're killing me with kindness and niceties. It's a great sales tack. Just tell people that they're pretty.
They don't do that at forum shops.
No. And I could tell my wife, you're not as cute as they're telling you are. It's not for you.
Right. We kind of have to wrap it up. Unfortunately, I can't believe we have to cut it off. But I want to thank both of you guys for being on. It was really great hanging out with both of you. And to me, it's so exciting to hang out with Vegas people or American friends, and as they're discovering Japan for the first time and all the kind of stuff that's new to them and blows them away. So
Thank you, by the way. You took a whole day out of your, I never had to thank you. You took a whole day out of your time to come.
I knew it was going to be amazing, and it was.
Yeah.
So
That was cool. That was honestly, me and my wife, that was our best day in Tokyo. I was hanging out with you and Naomi, and like,
yeah, no surprise.
that was the one day we didn't feel like isolated and alone. It was really nice. Thank you for doing that.
Of course.
Yeah, it was super fun. When Phil was like, "Oh yeah, you want to like hang out?" I'm like, "Yes." Oh my God, on my way.
He's a good host.
It was super fun, and I look forward to doing that more in the future as more people travel to Japan. So I think it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Norma, I'm gonna watch your videos as we get out of here. By the way, I'm super pumped after meeting you for the first time. Like, I can't believe it's the first time we've met. Like, I can't wait to see Tokyo from your perspective. I'm super hyped.
It was fun. I liked it a lot. Norma
Def-
Jelly and Life of Norma Jelly.
Yes, definitely check out our channels. Definitely check out the videos. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you when we see you. All right.